Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope that all of you have had a lovely week. I hope you're looking forward to a fantastic weekend. Students, in this class we are looking at a reading passage for the academic IELTS, but this reading passage could easily be a Section 3 passage in the general IELTS as well. And this passage will be about Angels Falls. Now, some of you may know what that is and even where that is because it is the highest waterfall in the world. It is a natural wonder. And that will be the passage of today. Happy Cinco de Mayo to all of those celebrating that day. It is May 5th. Students, this lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS. Check us out there. For the general IELTS, check us out at gieltshelp.com. Those are the websites that power these live lessons. They include all of our full-length feature videos, over 100 videos with strategies for all of the sections of the IELTS exam, as well as many, many other great and useful tips and strategies through the interactive course and the apps. This is our academic IELTS website here. We will actually use this website in today's class to interact with students and to go through the reading. You just click this big red button to join our premium IELTS package just above my head there. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. Welcome Fuang, hi Angel, Domenico, nice to see many members in the class. Welcome Carolina, our chat moderator. Students, for general IELTS and general IELTS reading materials, it's gieltshelp.com. It's this website here with the green background, and click that big red button right there that's just above my head. We're an IDP affiliate, we're a British Council partner, we're an IELTS test registration center. I am a certified British Council agent and I hold a degree in psychology. My goal is to train you to think well and to quickly improve your test scores. That's what I do. For an additional 10% discount, you can use the code EASY9 on the website. You can also get our apps, Academic IELTS Help, General IELTS Help. Link those to the web accounts. And you can follow us on Instagram, IELTS_AEHelp and GIELTSHelp. If you have questions, by all means, don't be shy. Send us an email. Adrian at aehelp.com or admin at aehelp.com. 10, Ewan, Domenico, nice to have you in the class. It's good. Regular study is the key to success. Again, it is Cinco de Mayo, Day of the Dead, celebrated in Mexico and I believe in some other countries as well. Students, reading coming up right now, and then after this class it's task 1, subscribers class. This class, many of you may have noticed, is a members chat class. That means you need to be a channel member. Click the join button next to the subscribe button to join the chat here, and then we will have a task 1 for subscribers. After that will be a table type question. And then it will be speaking part 2. By the way, just out of curiosity, Carolina, our chat moderator, did the IELTS exam just recently, a few days ago. Carolina, what was the task 1? I'll probably ask you next class as well. I'm curious. Was it a table, a pie chart? What was it? And then tomorrow, students will have speaking part 2 and speaking part 3 for members and for everybody. We release new videos each week, so another great reason to be a subscriber. We just released this speaking video. It's a good one. It's got a lot of views. Check that out. Use the subtitles. All right. 10, you can get into MIT by having amazing scores and a bit of money. It depends how amazing your scores are. You can get a scholarship too. But MIT is considered one of the best technology and technical universities in the world. So you need good scores. Oh, Carolina, you did the letter right. I remember that. Okay, yes, yes, general IELTS, of course, of course. I keep thinking you're doing the academic. I don't know why. You're smart, that's why, probably. Okay. All right, students. Here we go. Reading strategies. First tip I want to give you, I noticed this from last week. Don't skip the title, okay? Do not skip titles. Okay? Reading and understanding the title is very important to get a general idea of the passage. Okay, let me give you an example. Nothing is impossible, Tan. Nothing is impossible. All right, here we go. Angel Falls, South America's hidden wonder. This is the title. Now, when you read this title, and make sure you read this title, you need to take, let's say, 30 seconds or 20 seconds, and you need to conceptualize. That means to see it, to think about it, to think, what is this? Where is this? What would the author write about this? What would I write about this if I were to write about this, right? So give me some thoughts, members. What is this? What would you write about this? So Angel Falls, South America's hidden wonder. Okay. First of all, what is it? Okay. Domenico says, this name resonates with me. That is good, Domenico. When you feel connected to the information, you're going to do a lot better processing it. So it is the highest waterfall in the world. Okay. That's what that is. And some of you have probably thought about that. Angel, waterfall is one word. It's not waterfall, but it's waterfall. One word. Okay. So, okay. Why would we be interested in this? So why would people, and think about maybe in scientists, be interested in the highest waterfall? So include your knowledge, especially if you know it's the highest waterfall. All right. I have known about Angel Falls since I was a little boy. When I saw waterfalls, that was one of my first questions to my parents, is which one's the highest in the world? And thankfully my dad, as knowledgeable as he is, said, I believe that's Angel Falls, son, down in South America. And I was like, ooh, really, Papa? I was probably only like 6 or 7 years old at the time. So, highest waterfall. Okay. Phuong says it can teach the history of nature, right? Phuong, instead of explore new things about nature, it can help to understand nature, possibly geography, right? So the formation of land and mountains and rivers, right? So by understanding what created the highest waterfall in the world, we can probably learn about nature. Okay. Angel, it is definitely not man-made, right? Okay. Ooh, Bogdan says, I recently took the IELTS and got an overall score of 7, 8.5 in listening, 7 in reading, 6 in writing, and 7 in speaking. Bogdan, that is awesome. Can you send me an email, a testimonial? I would love to have your testimonial, especially because you have been a regular student, and I think that's a great score. That means you have good English. That's something to be proud of. Okay, a 7 is solid. All right. Domenico says, actually, I watched the second episode of the documentary series Seven Worlds. One Planet by David Attenborough talks about the world's highest waterfall, Angel Falls. There you go, Domenico. So if anybody wants to watch a documentary that talks about this, watch some of the series, Seven Worlds. Yeah, the seven natural wonders of the world. Absolutely, David Attenborough. Good, good. All right. So it can help us understand nature, possible geography, the history of the falls, right? Definitely. Okay. Its location and so on. Elizabeth, you've decided to join our group of members. That is fantastic. Send me an email for those perks. All right. And so, good. Now, how would the author talk about it? So how would the author discuss this waterfall? What do you think? So how would the author discuss this waterfall? If you're writing about it, what would you do? How would you structure your essay? Okay, and it's quite simple. Hint, hint, students. Think about your IELTS speaking part 2, talking about a place, right? Because Angel Falls obviously would fall under the category of location or a place. So if you were to write an essay, you basically follow the same concepts, logical concepts, as when you're discussing a location, like a landmark, as Angel Falls is, right? It's a natural landmark. What would be the strategy there? Chayani says appearance. Yeah, before the appearance, Chayani, we would probably talk about its location, right? So we would talk about its location, then we would talk about its appearance, right? Then we might talk about its history. Yes, sure. Then we might talk about the attendees. Then we might talk about the activities and the experience, right? Okay, so that's how we would do it in a logical, structured, coherent way in speaking part 2. Okay? And surprise, surprise, students, writing is no different. It's kind of the same concept, and you will see that this passage is written in this way by an expert, okay? This was not written by me. This was outsourced by our company, and this expert knows English very well. They hold a PhD, and that's how they structured it naturally. Okay, so again, we're not reinventing the wheel here. This is common knowledge to those who are experts in literature. Okay, all right, so it's no wonder that we're going to see this kind of similar concept. All right, let's hop back to the passage. So here we go. Again, this is reading, so read with me. Read nice and loud. Angel Falls, South America's hidden wonder. Okay, so clearly it's in South America. It's probably in a place that's difficult to access, that's difficult to get to, and it's amazing. Okay, let's take a look at some of the questions to get a little bit better idea of what is going on here. Now, when you look at the questions, only read questions or review questions that have information in the passage. Do not review information that is not in the passage. So don't read, for example, the multiple choice choices, okay? All right, let's do this, everybody. So read with me, okay? Don't just listen, read with me. Choose no more than 2 words from the passage for each answer. Write your answers in boxes 1 to 5 on your answer sheet. Unlike Niagara Falls, which is surrounded by cities and towns, Angel Falls is in a very something location which has hardly been contacted by people. While some parts of the earth are new, such as the area around Angel Falls is 2 billion years old. The geologic feature known as A is an example of continental drift. Interestingly, the geological evidence shows that South America was once connected to many years ago. The main cause that created Angel Falls is the difference in levels of something between sections of the rock. This is caused by extreme variations in climates and extreme weather events like hurricanes. Question 6 to 9. True, false, not given. I don't look at those. I have no idea. They could be false, false, not given, not given. So, not doing it. Okay? Choose 2 letters, A and E. All right, and I have 5 choices. Only 2 are correct, 3 are wrong. I don't want to waste my time reading and trying to figure this out and getting confused. So the only part I'm reading is the question. Which 2 of the following statements are made in the text about tourism? All right, so now I know that tourism is going to be mentioned about Angel Falls. So I have to picture this. I'm a tourist with my little backpack and I'm like, I'm going to check out Angel Falls. Boop, boop, boop. I've got my camera. I'm going to take a picture of the world's highest waterfall. Hopefully one day, right? So that's it. Now, some more multiple choice here. Which of the following best describes the tourist experience when visiting Angel Falls? Okay, so I know that there's a bit more on tourism. Which of the following phrases best describes the main aim of passage 1? This one reminds me that I need to read this passage. It's almost impossible to answer this with just skimming and scanning. All right, let's do this, everybody. So I've got a lot of good ideas. Now, all of what I've done so far, so reading the title, reading the questions, should only take me a couple of minutes, meaning 2, okay? Not more, all right? You've got 20 minutes. You have to be smart. Skim reading, looking for keywords, jumping around, flipping pages like crazy in your paper-based exam, or clicking around like a madman or a madwoman in the computer-based exam, that is not the right strategy for good scores. Okay? All right. Bogdan, when you did your exam, did you read the passages? Did you have enough time? Did you finish reading? How was it? Alexi, Chen, welcome our other chat moderators. Okay? So Bogdan, did you stick to strategy? Just curious, how did you feel? Share with your peers if you are here and have the chance. All right, everybody, let's do this. Let's read, and then you will read, okay? So, there's some encouragement. Carolina says, I read everything and I got 8.5, which means Carolina only made maybe 2 mistakes, but definitely not more than 4 or 5. Okay, so take a page, pun and idiom. Take a page from Carolina. She read everything and got 8.5. There you go. All right, here we go, everyone. Let's do this. So, located in Venezuela's Bolivar state, Angel Falls is the world's highest uninterrupted waterfall with a height of 979 meters, almost a kilometer. It is an almost unfathomable drop from the top to the bottom. For comparison, the world-renowned Niagara Falls drop is about 1/20th that of Angel Falls, only about 50 meters. And while Niagara Falls is situated in a relatively urban environment, and is exploited for its hydroelectric capacity, Angel Falls is incredibly remote and remains virtually untouched by humans. Geology. Angel Falls is located in an extremely old part of the Earth geologically. Though it might seem odd to think of particular parts of Earth as older or younger, since the planet came into existence at a single time, this is certainly true. The Hawaiian Islands, for example, are only about 1 million years old. They were formed by relatively recent geological forces, namely volcanoes. The area around Angel Falls, conversely, is roughly 2 billion years old, referred to as a plateau. This area provides significant evidence of historical climate change and continental drift. For example, evidence in the region demonstrates that it broke away from what is today the continent of Africa hundreds of millions of years ago. Furthermore, the falls themselves were formed by the changing climates experienced during the continent's shift across the globe. Extreme variations in climate from arid to humid, low rainfall to high rainfall, droughts, and extreme events like hurricanes resulted in differentiated landscape. Susceptible to drifting levels of erosion. When one place is more susceptible to erosion than another, great geological transformations can occur. This is the main cause of the creation of Angel Falls. Excuse me. Drink water when you read aloud. Discovery. It is easy to assume that Angel Falls, because of its beauty and majesty, must be named after an angel. In the religious sense, this is incorrect. Rather, the falls are named after American aviator Jimmy Angel, who crash landed near the top of the waterfall in his small aircraft in 1935. Amazingly, he and his 3 fellow travelers survived the crash, and after a harrowing 11-day journey, made it back to civilization. Fascinatingly, his plane remained atop the falls for 33 years after the crash, until eventually being lifted out by a helicopter in 1968. Today, the airplane is on display in the Aviation Museum in Maracay, Venezuela. Maracay? However, if you fly over the falls today, you will see a replica of Angel's aircraft sitting atop the falls, just as his original plane did for 3 decades. Angel was not the first person to encounter the falls, however. They were known to indigenous populations for thousands of years, and this fact was reflected in Venezuelan President Hugo Chávez's declaration in 2009 that the falls be known as Querepacupay Vina, waterfall of the deepest place, in the indigenous Piedmont language. This is ours. Long before Angel arrived, Chávez said, this is indigenous land. Angel may not have been the first Westerner to see the falls. Some historians claim Spanish explorer Fernando de Berrio visited the falls sometime in the late 1500s or early 1600s. Another claim says British explorer Walter Raleigh discovered the falls during his 1595 expedition to find El Dorado, the mythical city of gold, though this claim has little evidence to back it up. Other historians believe Spanish explorer Felix Cardona was the first Westerner to set eyes upon the falls in 1927. Tourism. While it is unclear who explored the region and when, it is certain that the falls are extremely desolate, and they remain that way to this day. However, many intrepid travelers make the effort to witness the wonder of the falls. The journey generally takes 3 days from Canaima, the nearest town, and involves walking, hiking, and canoeing along the river to reach camp each night. There are no roads which come anywhere close to the falls, though it is a difficult journey. Visitors are paid back with the incredible access to nature they get. Canoe rides through the jungle and unique views of plants and animals in their natural habitats untouched by humanity. Visitors also can swim in the small pool that forms at the base of the falls and can feel the touch of water that has fallen almost a kilometer before striking their bodies. The history of Angel Falls is ancient and has helped scientists understand concepts like climate change and continental drift. However, the fall's biggest impact is undoubtedly, on the travelers who make the difficult journey to witness the majesty of the falls, the world's highest waterfall. All right, students, read with joy. Wow, what an amazing part of our planet indeed. And now then we go to the questions and answer those questions. But before we do that, and we're going to do that together with you, our viewers, and our members, I want to give a chance for all of our, well, as many members as possible, I don't know about all, to read the passage and to tell me what you see and what you understand from the passage. So testing your fluency and your coherence constantly is an extremely important part of developing your literacy. Literacy means ability to read and write, right? Alexi says, it is all clear. Carolina has sent us a wave emoji. Okay. This would be a part one. Yeah. So oftentimes you will find that passage one is something that's very visual, or a topic that's very visual. So it's a bit easier to address. Carolina, do you remember what your topic one was for, I guess in the general IELTS, it was section one and you had a couple of topics. All right. While Carolina tells us about her reading experience, and here's a different question, Carolina. What was your section 3? So what was the long passage in your general IELTS? I'll put on my headphones and we will take some of our members to volunteer on our website here. Again, aehelp.com. Join the premium version of our website. Get all of our video lessons by clicking that big red button right there. Bam! One-time payment. Lifetime access. Right, the last one was about Wikipedia. There you go, right? Yes, the online encyclopedia. Okay, so go to your My Student account. When you have the premium package, you'll have access to the computer-based practice exams, the full online course, exams, study plans, computer-based exam there. Lesson videos, over 100 lesson videos. There you go. And you'll also have the student partner speaking practice right there. Okay, that's where you want to go. And then you want to send me a message. Find me. You will find me in here as Master. Then on the envelope, click on this little blue envelope that's by my name, not by Kriti's name. And then you can start reading. All right, Alexi is very quick to volunteer. Let's give Alexi a chance. Alexi, I've finally set it up, it seems. Can I try? Yes, of course. Are you ready? Alexi, are you there? Let's make that connection. Okay, Alexi, I still cannot hear you. I'm not sure what's going on there. I really don't know. And as you can tell, I can connect with just about anybody else from other parts of the world, so I'm not sure. Okay, Fuang, let's try Fuang. Chayani, I see you're there as well. Fuang, are you ready? Try a different VPN service, Alexi. If you're using a VPN, maybe try a different VPN. It could be that the VPN service you're using is not the best. I'm not sure.
Hi, sir.
Hi, Phuong. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. All right. I'm going to get your help here, Phuong, for reading. Before we do that, just a quick question. You're in Vietnam. What is a natural wonder in Vietnam? So, what is a part of nature in Vietnam that's really amazing?
Um, well, to my best of my knowledge, I think Hạ Long Bay is the most famous nature in Vietnam, sir.
And why is that?
Um, because it's such a beautiful landscape and attracts almost 1,000 visitors to come here per year.
Okay. All right. Sounds amazing. Let's do this, Phuong. Are you ready?
I'm ready, sir.
Okay. So, go ahead and read from the title.
Okay, sir. Angel Falls, South America Hidden Wonder. Located in Venezuela Bolivar State, Angel Falls is the world's highest interpreted waterfall, with a height of 979 meters, almost a kilometer. This is almost an mathematical drop from top to bottom. For comparison, the world-renowned Niagara Falls drop is about 1/20th that of Angel Falls, only about 50 meters, and while Niagara Falls is situated in relatively urban environment and is exploited for its hydroelectric capacity, Angel Falls is relatively remote and remains virtually untouched by humans.
Phuong, that is great. Phuong, what is this paragraph about?
Uh, well, I can see Angel Falls is the highest waterfall in the world, and also the other make a comparison between Niagara Falls and Angel Falls too, sir.
Why is that comparison made? So, why does the author compare Angel Falls to Niagara Falls?
Um, well, I think Niagara Falls in urban environment, while Angel Falls in remote area.
Exactly, yeah. So, to really emphasize that Angel Falls is remote, like it's untouched by humans, and it's very high. Absolutely. Very good, Phuong. It's great that you recognize that, okay? All right. Phuong, thank you for starting off this passage. Hang in there to find out about the questions, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. Bye, Phuong. Enjoy the day.
Bye bye, sir. Have a good day.
All right, Phuong there starting us off with a very, very noisy street somewhere nearby there that I can hear. All right, Chayani. Lots of volunteers. Come on, get in there, everybody. Angel, get in there. Domenico, get in there. All right, Chayani, are you ready to continue where Phuong left off? Okay, thumbs up for Phuong's reading. Phuong, I'm amazed how you're able to stay so focused and concentrated with all that traffic around you. That's incredible. I have to commend you for that, for sure. All right, Gianni is ready. Oh, not sure what's going on there. Maybe Chayani's having some connectivity issues. It was just ringing, 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 and then nothing happened. All right. Let me do a quick... Oh, no, Chayani's back. Okay. Let me reach out to her again. Let's try again. Never know what goes on in the great wide world of the web. All right.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Chayani. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing better. Yeah, my voice is getting better from yesterday, so it's good news. All right, Chayani, Indonesia, same question. What is considered to be one of the most amazing natural places in your country?
The most popular natural places, it would be the equator because it consists lots of the sources like the acid, and it is very healthy for like the resource is very healthy like the acid for the health, and also it consists lots of the mythical history.
Sorry, and what is this place called?
Crater.
Crater?
Crater.
Oh, it's a crater, and it has a type of acid.
Yes.
Sorry, and what's the name of this crater?
The most popular is Tangkuban Perahu. It is like the crater in the rotate way. It is like the kinds of the ship. It is rotate down.
Okay, just so that everybody understands, can you explain to everyone what a crater is? I know what it is, but I'm not sure all of our viewers know what it is. Can you explain what a crater is?
It's called in Indonesia Tangkuban Perahu. It is formed like the rotate down of the ship.
Right. Now, it's a volcanic crater, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay, so what Chinese basically saying is in Indonesia, there has been a lot of volcanic activity. And when volcanoes erupt in their place, there's a crater. It's basically a hole in the ground like this. And is it filled with water then, Chani, the crater?
Yeah. Yeah, it is filled with acid water.
Acidic water. And can people actually swim in it, or is it so acidic that it's no?
No, it's poisonous.
Well, I don't know, right? I don't know the level of acidity. So if it's not too acidic, I thought maybe it's possible. But yeah, okay. So we would probably melt like bubble gum on a hot day, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So do not swim in the craters in Indonesia. All right. Okay, Chayani. Well, they sound amazing. I bet they're quite colorful as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's do this. So whenever you're ready, Chayani, go ahead and read from geology, and make sure to read the word geology as well.
Okay. Geology. Angelfos is located in an extremely old part of the Earth geologically. Though it might seem odd to think of particular parts of Earth as older or younger since the planet came into existence at a single time. This is certainly true. The Hawaiian Islands, for example, are only about 1 million years old. They were formed by relatively recent geological force, namely volcanoes. The area around Angel Falls, conversely, is roughly 2 billion years old, referred to as a plateau. This area provides significant evidence of historical climate change and continental drift. For example, evidence in the region demonstrates that it broke away from what is today the continent of Africa hundreds of millions of years ago. Furthermore, the faults themselves were formed by the changing climates experienced during the continent shift across the globe. Extreme variation in climate from arid to humid, low rainfall to high rainfall, droughts, and extreme events like hurricanes resulted in a differentiated landscape susceptible to differing levels of erosion. When one place is more susceptible to erosion than another, great geological transformation can occur. This is the main cause of the creation of Angel Falls.
All right. So, Jenny, what is this paragraph about?
This paragraph is talk about the strategic geography of the Angel Falls.
Why?
Because it is located in the specific area that have an evidence like the continental drift and also volcanoes. That is the main cause of the creation of the Angel Falls.
Okay, sure. So I'm making what you're saying a bit more concise, Shani. You're doing well. You can use the word exemplify. Okay, so when there's information that creates an example of, you can say it exemplifies. So you can actually use it as a verb in that form. So Angel Falls exemplifies continental drift, volcanoes, and what else? There's one more.
Plate, high rainfall.
Erosion. Do you know this word,
Oh,
erosion?
erosion.
Do you know
Yeah,
what
I
that
know.
means? What does it mean?
It's the lowering level of the soil because of the rain, or something that related to the water.
Yeah, the deterioration of soil or land due to natural forces like wind and water, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so that's erosion. And as Chayani taught us a little bit earlier, a crater is basically a large hole in the ground, right?
Yes, right.
A large hole in the ground created by a volcanic eruption, right?
You're right.
Or what else? What else can cause a crater, Chani?
The movement of the plateau,
No.
maybe.
No, can't make a big hole in the ground. That can make like a valley, for example. A valley would be like a tear in the land, but not a hole. A hole is round, right? So it can also be caused by a meteor. So if we have a very large meteor hit the Earth, which has happened. There's one in Siberia. There's one in the ocean as well that they think killed the dinosaurs. That can create a crater, or the moon has lots of craters from meteors hitting its surface. And the other one, the last one that can create a crater, what do you think it is, Chani? Volcanic eruption, meteors, and let's not forget about our good old friends, the humans. We do it, right? How do we do it? With bombs, unfortunately. So bombs create craters as well. Dropping a big bomb can create a crater. Okay, so craters, that's how they're created. Craters. All right, Chayani, thank you so much. Again, lots of visual reading, right? And when you have this information, Chayani, as you do in Indonesia, Indonesia has a lot of incredible nature, I know that. Then use that knowledge and connect it to what you're reading here about Angel Falls, right? So that's why I brought up the concept of craters, because we actually read about volcanoes here at this time, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a question.
Fire away.
How to stay patient while reading, because I usually freak out when in the part of the tree. I usually rushing while I'm reading.
Yeah, that is a really good question, Chani. I'm glad that you brought that question up. Okay, so I'll talk about that for a moment. One of the most common mistakes or errors in the reading of the IELTS exam is the candidates are worried about the future. Okay, so one of the biggest mistakes in the reading section is that candidates worry about the future. And what I mean by that specifically is they worry about the time running out and about the questions. Okay, so that creates a huge difficulty, because what the candidate should be doing, ideally, is they should be paying attention to what they're reading, the present, the now. Okay. Have you ever heard about that really popular book that was like a #1 seller for a few years called The Power of Now?
Oh, yeah, I have that book.
Oh, you have that book. Okay, there you go. So the power of now means being in the present. So paying attention to what is actually happening now and not worrying about the future. That is simple advice and very important advice, but it's not easy to do all the time. So what you have to do is you have to apply that knowledge Chayani. So when you're in the reading section of the IELTS, it's extremely important that you stay in the present. So when you're reading a paragraph about the geology of Angel Falls, you're not worrying about the multiple choice questions that are coming up. Your mind is not going, okay, I only have like 5 minutes left. I think, oh, am I reading too slowly? What's the pronunciation? Will I be able to do? So if your brain is focusing on what will happen or what can happen, then obviously it's not able to focus as much on what is happening. And ironically, it's that information that is happening now that you need to finish on time and to finish correctly. Are you following me here, Chayani?
Yes, I'm following you.
Okay, so when you're practicing for the IELTS and when you're in your official IELTS, remember the power of now. You cannot be worried about the time running out. You cannot be worried about the questions. You have to focus on the present context of what you're reading. Okay?
Okay, sir.
All right, so that was a very good question, Chani.
Yeah, because like in my practice in the regular day, I always like anxiety about the time management and also the type of the question.
Yeah, focus on the present. Focus on the now. Okay, keep doing that. If you're not focusing on the now, you have to stop yourself. So you have to think about, okay, what can I do to stop thinking or worrying about the future? Okay, it's very important.
Okay, sir.
All right. Okay, bye,
Okay,
Chani.
Thank you. See you next time,
You're
sir.
welcome. Bye-bye. All right, that was a very good question by Chayani, and I think that's one of the most challenging aspects for many, many people out there, okay? So you must focus on what you are reading in the moment. Okay, very important, all right? Okay, I bet you Carolina did that. I bet when you got that 8.5, Carolina, you weren't too worried about the time. You're just like, okay, strategy. I'm going to read this, answer this. Let's do it. All right, let's take another volunteer. Let's keep going. Alexander is here with us. Alexander, are you ready? One of our regular students. I don't think Alexander is a member, but definitely a regular student. Let's see if Alexander was in yesterday's class too, if I remember correctly, which is great. Alexander, if you're there, let me know. Give me a sign, and then we'll give you a bit of reading here.
Hello?
Hi, Alexander. How are you?
As good as I can.
Good. As good as I can be. Very good. Now, you're in Russia, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Unfortunately, yes, still.
Okay. And Russia, of course, is a big country. It has the largest landmass in the world. And has a lot of amazing natural places, as far as I know. What would you think is maybe the most famous natural place in Russia?
As far as I reckon, I can imagine, I think it's a Baikal River or Baikal Lake. I think it's number one.
Why? Baikal River, Baikal Lake.
Yeah, Baikal Lake. Sorry, I said it. It's the biggest lake in the world, I think, in terms of depth, in terms of clear water, and very unique, system, natural system of cleaning water and some fauna and flora around. Yeah.
So ecosystem.
Ecosystem, yes.
Right, very
exactly
natural.
right,
Yeah, very unique ecosystem. I've heard about that. And I do know where it is. Baikal Lake. It's huge. It's like the size of an ocean, let's say, or like a sea, right? Like it's just incredibly large.
It's not so big like a Caspian Sea, so called.
Yeah.
But it's very deep. Yeah.
Okay.
And it has very clean water, which is the biggest advantage. So during winter time, ice is very transparent.
Oh, cool. That must be quite amazing. Have you ever seen it?
Not just from friends and from some.
You should
Instagram.
go. You should check it out. Make a journey.
I'm not. Sorry, I was there, but not on the ice itself, just nearby.
Make a pilgrimage. Check it out. I would do it. All right.
I'm not sure when it will be possible in the current situation.
One day, Alexander. All right. Yeah, nature is beautiful. We have to preserve it, right? That should be our goal. Absolutely. All right. Alexander, please read this paragraph, this first paragraph, dealing with discovery. So read the word discovery and then read the paragraph that ensues.
Discovery. It is easy to assume that Angel Falls, because of its beauty and majesty, must be named after an angel in the religious sense. This is incorrect. Rather, the falls are named after American aviator Jimmy Angel, who crash-landed near the top of a waterfall in his small aircraft in 1935. Amazingly, he and his 3 fellow travelers survived the crash, and after a harrowing 11-day journey made it back to civilization. Fascinatingly, his plane remains atop of the falls for 33 years after the crash, until eventually being lifted out by a helicopter in 1968. Today, the airplane is on display in the Aviation Museum in Maracay, Venezuela. However, if you fly over the falls today, you will see a replica of Angel's aircraft sitting atop the falls, just as his original plane did for 3 decades.
Okay. What is this paragraph about, Alexander?
It's paragraph about this natural place, waterfall, which is named after some aviator.
Yeah,
which airplane just landed there. Still,
Jimmy Angel, right? It is.
Jimmy Angel, yes, right.
It is about simply.
Venezuela. It's in Venezuela. Yeah.
Yeah. So simply put, it is about the name origin of Angel Falls.
All right. But name itself is very romantic, so that's why maybe some people misunderstand the origin.
Yeah, I thought it was named after an angel until I learned this. I was like, oh, it must be an angel because it's so big and majestic, but it's not. All right. Read the next paragraph for us, please.
Angel was not the first person to encounter the falls, however. They were known to indigenous populations for thousands of years, and this fact was reflected in Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez's declaration in 2009 that the falls be known as Quirapacupaya Vena, waterfall of the deepest place in the indigenous Pemon language. This is ours long before Angel arrived, Chavez said. This is indigenous land.
What does the word indigenous mean?
Indigenous means original nation or original ethnic group.
Yeah, original ethnic group or original inhabitants.
Inhabitants of any land, let's say, like America or whatever land, yeah.
Is it only used for people?
I think so. Let me guess that it's only for people.
No, it is used for any living creature. So we can say this plant is indigenous to this area.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, so you can say it is an indigenous plant. You can use it as an adjective. Repeat after me, indigenous plant.
Indigenous plant.
Now, if there's a plant that comes into the area and is not indigenous, it came from another part of the world, and it starts to kill all the local plants and take over. Do you know what that is called? How we refer to that kind of a plant?
No.
It's called an invasive.
Invasive. Okay.
That's right. It's called an invasive plant. Yes. Okay. So indigenous versus invasive. Yes,
Invasive.
exactly. And it's used in a variety of contexts. Here in my part of the world, in British Columbia, one invasive plant is the Scottish broom. And the other one is the Himalayan blackberry, which is very delicious, but it likes to take over the landscape. The Scottish broom, not so delicious, but very pretty. All right. Alexander, let's keep going here because you're still on this topic of the discovery, and I'd like you to continue reading. So I have a point to prove here. Whenever you're ready, go from angel may not have been.
Okay. Angel may not have been the first Westerner to see the falls. Some historians claim Spanish explorer Fernando de Berrio visited the falls sometime in the late 1500s or early 1600s. Another claim says British explorer Walter Raleigh discovered the falls during his 1595 expedition to find El Dorado, the mythical city of gold, though this claim has little evidence to back it up. Our historians believe Spanish explorer Felix Cardona was the first Westerner to set eyes upon the falls in 1927.
What's the goal of this paragraph? What is the author trying to state here?
He tried to clarify the right of Mr. Angel to be first explorer of his place of waterfall. Just indicating some other people who visited before him and after him.
Right. So we've got, of course, the indigenous who were there thousands of years ago. And then we have explorers who came centuries ago. And then most recently, who the falls is interestingly named after, the aviator, right? And this one also focusing on the first Westerner to set eyes on the waterfall, right? Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Alexander, hopefully one day you and I, we both get the chance to visit this amazing place, Angel Falls, and check it out. I would love to see it with my own two eyes. I'm sure you would too.
I'd love to see as well. Thank you.
Yeah. Alexander, thank you so much for reading, and I hope your day is as good as possible.
Thank you, Adriana. Thank you. Have a good night time as well.
You too. Bye, Alexander.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All right. Thumbs up for Alexander because he had 3 paragraphs there to read for us. I figured it makes sense for Alexander to cover the discovery. So when you have these, let's call subsections or subtitles in the passage, like geology, discovery, tourism, make sure that you conceptualize that clearly. Like, okay, right, here's the geology, here's the discovery, here's the tourism. That will help you organize for those answers as well. Okay. All right, everybody, let's take another volunteer. I'm primarily looking for members. This is a members chat class. Then I'm also looking for yeah, Angel, absolutely. Are you ready? Then I'm also looking for premium members. Right, but anybody's open to volunteering. Angel here is one of our members in the chat. Hopefully Angel is able to connect with us and do a bit of reading on, I believe it's tourism that's coming up, Angel. All right. No, it looks like Angel was dropped in the call. I'm not sure what happened there, Angel. I think as soon as you connected, you kind of fell out there. Let me try one more time. Well, it sounds like you picked up, Angel. I wonder if you can hear me. I can't really hear you, so I'm not sure what's going on. All right, Angel, check your connection. I'm going to try somebody else, and then maybe we can do like a refresh here, okay? Let's see if Ayub is available here. Ayub, are you ready? Yes, absolutely. So Don't be shy, everybody. Just try. Like even even when you're trying, you might not get a chance depending on your connection and where you are in the world. So, Ayub, if you're there, let me know. Ayub says, "Yep." Seems like Ayub also has not been able to make the connection. Students, it's really important that you test your system, right? Make sure that you have your microphone, your speaker enabled in the browser. You've given permission for the website to use your audio material. Make sure to mute YouTube at the same time. Okay, so, all right, Abdul, yes, are you ready? All right, and then test it with somebody else. If it works with another person and it doesn't work with me, that's when you should be sending me an email and say, look, I've tested it with others, it works with others except for you. I'm not sure why, right? In that case, I would probably tell you that you might need to use a VPN. You might have issues connecting to Canada. Okay. All right, Abdul, I do not hear you. Here, let me try something different, students. So let me do a quick refresh here. I'll do a shift refresh on the website. We'll give this one more shot here in this way. So I just did a shift refresh to reconnect from my end to the chat servers. Maybe do the same, but I don't think that's the issue. Okay, so it should work. As you can tell, I was able to talk with Chayani and Fuang and Alexander, so it should be fine on my end here. All right, Angel, don't call me. Ubaydulayev, let's try Ubaydulayev. Are you ready? Okay, all right, let's do it. Here we go. We're almost at the questions, everybody, so here we go. Ubaydulayev, I cannot hear you. Let's do one more. I'm just checking my settings, but it should be fine. Okay, let's try Ahmed Mansour. Are you ready? Okay, if you're not able to connect with me, your next step should be clicking on somebody else's and being like, hey, can we try this? Can I see if it's just Adrian's connection or if I can connect with somebody else? All right, Ahmed.
Hello?
Hi, Ahmed. How are you?
Hi, Mr. Adrian. I am good. What about you, sir?
I'm good, Ahmed. Ahmed, where are you calling from?
I'm from Egypt.
From Egypt. All right. And I see that you're a premium student as well. That is awesome. Are you using the course? Are you watching the videos, using the lessons?
Yes, sir.
That's great. All right. Okay, Ahmed, let's do a bit of reading. In Egypt, what is a natural place that's famous?
We have pyramids, we have sphinxes.
Those are not natural. That's made by people. But you're right. Those are very, very famous. Egypt has some very famous deserts, right? And it also has a very famous river. Can you tell everybody what that river is?
Yeah, we have the Nile River.
And why is the Nile so famous?
Is a tallest river in the world.
It's huge. That's why it's huge.
Yeah, yes.
Right?
And,
what is Nile? Is it the second longest river or something? It's like one of the biggest rivers in the world.
I think it's the first too.
Is it the first?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know there's the Tigris and the Euphrates. It's up there though, right? It's like it's definitely up there. I'm sure. I'll have to check, but yeah, the Nile it's famous. All right. Okay, let's do this. So whenever you're ready, Ahmed, read from tourism.
Tourism. While it's unclear who explored the region and when, it's certain that the falls are extremely desolate, and they remain that way to this day. However, many intrepid travelers make the effort to witness the wonder of the falls. The journey generally takes 3 days from Kanaima, the nearest town, and involves walking, hiking, and canoeing along the river to reach camp each night. There are no roads which come anywhere close to the falls, so it's a difficult journey. Visitors are paid back with the incredible access to nature they get. Canoe rides through the jungle and unique views of planets and animals in their natural habitats untouched by humanity. Visitors also can swim in the small pool that forms at the base of the falls and can feel the touch of water that has fallen almost a kilometer before striking their bodies.
Okay,
The,
Ahmed, great, nice. What is this paragraph about?
uh, it's to talk about what visitors can do in the town. The,
Okay, the tourists, right?
yes, the tourism.
What do you think I just drew for you here on the screen? What is that?
It's a boat.
It's a canoe. It's a special kind of boat. It's called a canoe. Okay.
Canoe.
Yeah. So a canoe is a river boat. It's a long, narrow river boat. It's called a canoe. Canadians love canoeing, so we know all about it. So it's called a canoe. Okay, canoe. Just pronounce it after me. Canoe.
Canoe.
And there's even a look at that. There's even an emoji for a canoe. Carolina has put it into the chat. A canoe emoji. Who knew? I didn't even know there was a canoe emoji. All right, so that's called a canoe. Anytime you see new words in your reading when you're practicing at home, Ahmed, make sure to go back and catch them. So this first one that I think was new for you is the word desolate. Can you repeat after me? Desolate.
Can you repeat this word?
Yeah, desolate.
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 Yeah, very nice. So what you want to do at home is you want to say it twice, nice and loud. If you don't know the pronunciation, Google it. Google will tell you the pronunciation. And then you go desolate, desolate. Make sure that you learn it. So desolate.
What it means?
That's what I'm going to
desolate
tell you.
mean?
Yeah. So you want to repeat it twice. You want to write the definition. So desolate means remote, so far from humans.
Yeah. More.
Okay. What is a desolate place in Egypt? Uninhabited. Okay.
I think the desert.
Yeah. What is the famous desert in Egypt? Is it the Kalahari?
No, we have east and western desert.
Okay, what's the name of it? I'm pretty sure the Egyptian desert has a very famous name. I'm terrible with geography, but is it the Sahara Desert?
No, not Sahara. It's called the western and the east and west.
Okay, all
The
right.
western and western
The East and West
desert.
desert are
Yeah.
desolate. Okay, so just repeat after me. The east and west desert are desolate.
The east and west desert are desolate.
So I would not want to be stuck there without water. Okay.
What?
The east and west desert are desolate, so I would not want to be stuck there without water.
So I would not want to be stuck there without water.
Okay, repeat the full sentence after me. The east and west desert are desolate, so I would not want to be stuck there without water.
The east and west desert are desolate, so I would not want to be stuck there without water.
Okay, so this is the trick to learning vocabulary from your reading. When you see new vocabulary, you say it twice nice and loud. You write down the definition, so it's remote, it's far from civilization, and then you write down an example sentence that includes you. You have to be a part of that sentence. Do you know why, Ahmed, why it's important to be a part of the example sentence with a new vocabulary?
Yeah, to understand what the paragraph say. Yeah, I must
Not only that,
visualize.
that's a part of it. That's a part of it. It's to remember it. Okay, so you make yourself a part of new information so that you can really remember it for a long, long time. Okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. Ahmed, don't go anywhere. Read this last paragraph, the conclusion for me, starting with the history of Angel Falls.
The history of Angel Falls is ancient and has helped scientists understand concepts like climate change and continental drift. However, the fall's biggest impact is undoubtedly on the travelers who make the difficult journey to witness the majesty of the falls, the world's highest waterfall.
Awesome. So that is the conclusion. Repeat after me. Continental drift.
Continental drift.
Egypt is on the continent of Africa and it is my home.
Egypt is in the continental of Africa and it is my home.
Okay. So thank you, Ahmed, for reading. And again, remember to do this at home when you're practicing. So when you have difficult words in the reading that are new, underline them. Don't stop. Read the whole paragraph. After you finished, go back, check those words, repeat them twice, write down the definition, and write down a unique sentence that includes you. Okay?
Okay, Mr. Adrian.
All right. Ahmed, thank you so much for reading. Hang in there to find out about the questions, okay?
Thank you, sir. Okay.
All right. Bye, Ahmed. Thank you.
Bye, sir. Bye.
All right. Great effort by Ahmed. That was really good. Okay. Very nice. Alif. We've talked once, I believe. Alif, are you ready? Let's get to some questions here, everyone. All right. Thanks for the thumbs up. Majesty, in this case, Tan, means the beauty, the amazing beauty. Okay.
Hello, Adrian.
Hi, Leaf. How are you?
I'm fine. Better than nothing. Than you?
Okay, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking, Alif. All right, Alif, I will get you to help me with these questions. So first, it's going to be these complete the sentences.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Do you give me try to read the question? I mean the passage. Let me speak.
Alif, you will be okay. Don't stress. Be in the present. Be with me. You'll be fine. I'm here to help you, to guide you. Okay. So here we go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So choose no more than 2 words from the passage. Make sure to always read the instructions. 2 words maximum. Now that means it could be just 1 word. These days in the IELTS, especially the computer-based test, the listening and the reading, many of these questions just 1 word. It seems 1 word answers. Okay.
Okay.
Let's do this. So number 1, go ahead and read that for me.
Unlike Niagara Falls, which is surrounded by cities and towns, Angels Falls in a very blah 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 location which has hardly been contacted by people.
Okay. What do you think is the word that goes in there?
This explain about the Angel Falls in a very. So we looking for adjective maybe.
Yep, exactly. Adjective, because it's something, location. Yep. And what do you think
Yeah.
it is?
I don't get the point. I mean, like the passage. I don't read it. Can you give
You
me
don't
on
have
the
to.
top?
Okay,
Oh.
so you look at this word. Unlike Niagara Falls. Unlike means opposite to, right?
Yeah.
So unlike means not similar to Niagara Falls, which is surrounded by cities and towns. So that means Niagara Falls has lots of cities, lots of people around it. Angel Falls is in a very something location. So this has to be the opposite of a place that is surrounded by cities and towns. So a place that does not have people, that does not have cities, that does not have towns, what kind of a location is that?
It's very quiet location.
Good, okay. So now we go back, right? And this is coming out of paragraph 1. Find the word that matches with quiet. So it's you have the right idea. Quiet will not be correct here, but it's very close to what it should be. So find the word in this introductory paragraph that will match.
Okay. Untouched. Untouched.
No.
Oh no.
Have a look at the chat.
Remote.
It's remote, right? And it's in the last
Yeah,
one here.
yeah.
So Angel Falls is incredibly remote and,
Remote.
remains, right?
Yeah.
So it's a remote location. Now notice how you can't find the word location and you can't find very. So you do have to have an idea of what word should go in there, okay? So Alif,
Okay.
here's a very important tip. Searching for keywords is not effective in the IELTS. Skimming or scanning for keywords doesn't work because, as you can see, they're not there, right? So they don't match. You have to have an idea of the word. And you had an idea. You thought, okay, it's probably something to do with like a quiet location. Your thinking was correct. You just didn't match the right word. So the right word, which means basically like a quiet place, is a remote place. Okay? All right. So you're on the right track. You just needed to make that last step to make the correct match. Okay, go on to number 2.
Okay, while some parts of the earth are new, such as the blah blah blah, the area around Angel Falls is 2 billion years old. Such giving clue about noun, right? Such as the blah.
Such
Yeah,
as
I
that
can.
means it's an example. Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
going to
okay.
be some place, right? So it's going to be a new
Yes.
place on earth. What is a very new place on earth?
Some well, some parts of the earth are new.
What part of the earth is new? It is in geography classes in schools. They talk about these places. One is Iceland. Iceland is very, very new, right? It's just forming.
Yeah,
Iceland is new. What's another very new place?
but I never visited.
That's fine. You gotta, again, this is a reminder to everybody, learning some basic geography, basic history is very important, very useful for the IELTS. Look at the help that you're getting from the chat there. Cheyenne even gave you a little emoji to help you out.
Okay, so we find on the passage, right?
Yeah, it's in the passage, but I know you haven't read the passage, so for you it's a bit of a guessing game. But many people do know that this is a pretty new part of the world. It's got a lot of volcanic activity. Have a look at the chat. Can you see the chat?
Yeah, I see the chat. Hawaii.
Yeah, the Hawaiian Islands, right? So Hawaii, such as the Hawaiian Islands.
Okay.
Okay? So while some parts of the earth are new, such as the Hawaiian Islands, now you haven't read the passage, so you didn't know this, but you can guess if you know that Hawaii is very new. You can be like, oh yeah, Hawaii is really new. That's why it's so beautiful, because it's new land that's being formed. It's full of life. And you can search for it. Just know that such as the means the example, right? So it's going to be the example here. Now, for those of you who did read the passage, so, to be fair, Alif did not read the passage, but for those of you who did read the passage, the word remote and the word Hawaiian Islands, you should not have to reread for that. You should be able to answer that without reading or skimming or scanning the passage. Okay, Alif, let's do one more. Go ahead and read number 3.
The geologic feature known as a blah 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 is an example of continental drift.
Okay, good. So here I might have to do a bit of searching, especially if this word is unfamiliar for me. So I know it's a geologic feature, right?
Yeah.
So it's got to be geology. I know that this is a noun because we have the article a, so it's a thing, right? So it's a noun. Okay. And I also know it's an example of continental drift. All right. So continental drift is definitely helpful because that's a key word that's very difficult to paraphrase. So it's likely that the author will use that word. So what I do is I go back to the section of geology. And here it is, geology, right? And I look for continental drift. Okay, so I'm skimming, skimming. And here I have continental drift. Okay. All right. Good. So I read the sentence before. So Alif, read from here. Referred to.
Okay.
Nice and loud. Nice and loud.
Yeah. Plateau. Referred to as plateau.
Referred to as a
Referred
plateau.
to plateau. Oh, plateau. Yeah.
Keep reading.
Plateau.
This area.
Referred. This area provides significant evidence of historical climate change and continental drift. For example, evidence.
That's good. We can stop there. So, what is the correct answer?
Plateau.
Plateau.
Plateau. Okay.
Yeah.
I can to speak plateau. Yeah. Plateau.
Yeah. Plateau comes from French. It's a French origin, this word. And plateau, if you think of the word plate, right? So if I take out the AU, you basically just get the word plate, right?
Plate.
So a plateau is like a high plate. It's like a high flat area is a plateau, okay? All right, so the correct answer there is as a plateau. Okay, there we go. All right, so if you have to look for answers, you have to look for them in a very clever kind of way. All right, that's the key here. Okay, Alif, thank you so much for volunteering.
Yeah, thank you, Adrian. Nice to see you.
Nice to speak with you again, and I'm happy that you came back for some more discussion and volunteered. That's awesome. Keep doing that, okay?
Okay, thank you, Adrian. Bye.
Right. Bye, Alif. Okay, that was Alif. Let's give Alif a thumbs up. Plateau, yes, in Canada, we have some very famous plateaus. We have the largest plateau in the world in Canada. All right, Aziza, are you ready? Let's see if Aziza is still with us here. Aziza, also a premium student. It's so nice to see so many premium students. I'm really happy that we're getting so many students and helping so many people. Thank you so much for the thumbs up, everybody. That's super. That is really great. All right, Aziza, if you are still with me, give me a sign. Let me know. I would love to get your help with some of these questions, Aziza. Give me a sign. There's a 6-second delay here, students, between YouTube and real life, so that's why I always give an extra few seconds for someone to respond. All right, Aziza, I'm not sure if you're still there or not, but next time, Aziza, if you watch this video later. Okay, let's try Abdul here. I'm not sure if we tried. May I try? Okay, Abdul, yes, sure. Abdul says, I heard your voice. Yeah, Abdul, if you heard my voice, that most likely means that you had an issue with your microphone. Okay, so are you ready? If you can hear my voice, we've made a connection. It's just your microphone that you have to check, okay? So, Abdul, let's do it one more time and check your mic, okay? Because if you hear me and I don't hear you, then it's your microphone, okay? 95% sure. Abdul, if you're there, and if you can hear me. I can't hear you. Check your mic. Abdul,
Hello.
there you are. Hi, Abdul.
Okay. Hello. Yeah.
How are you, Abdul?
Hello, sir.
I can hear you just fine. Abdul, make sure that you're using the website and
I'm good.
not YouTube. Mute YouTube, okay? All right. Use the
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Good.
I use the web. Right.
Abdul, where are you right now?
Okay. I'm from Indonesia.
From Indonesia.
Specifically in West Java.
Okay, West Java. All right. Abdul, help me out here. We're going to jump to the true, false, not given questions. Can you read number 6 for me when you see it?
Okay. Still loading. I mean, where's the script, by the way, sir?
You should see it on YouTube. So if you've got YouTube going,
Okay.
you should see it on your screen. Number 6.
Okay. Yeah, it is still loading. Okay. Now it's showing up. Okay. Okay, number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Angel Falls is named after the religion type of angel.
Is it important to understand the name of this waterfall?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Of course. Yeah, it's the name. It's what we're learning about, right? Important? Yes. So it means it's given. Okay? So that's always what we figure out first, if it's given or not given. We figured out that it's given. Now we can figure out if it's true or false. Is it true that Angel Falls is named after the religious angel, so that religious character with the big wings? Is it true?
Actually, it's false. Maybe,
Yeah.
I guess.
Don't guess. No. don't guess it, Ahmed. Know it. It's false. It's
I
not.
don't know.
It's named after the pilot,
but you
Jimmy
can
Angel.
show me the
We don't need the passage for this. We read it already. They said very clearly it was named after a guy called Jimmy Angel. All right. If you didn't read the passage, no worries. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help. All right. Ahmed, read number 7.
Okay. The plane that crashed near the top of the waterfall in 1935 is still there today.
All right. Is that important to know? We don't know. We don't know, right? It's maybe. Okay. So I might have to search here. I might have to do a bit of searching.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if I have to search for this, then what can I look for? I can look for the date, right? Because 1935 is a really easy number to
Yeah.
find. So I go back and I go, okay, so 1935, Jimmy Angel, right? And it says here, it's named after the pilot, okay? And then here we'll go, okay, Jimmy Angel crash landed in his aircraft in 1935. That's where he crash landed, right? Okay, so I keep going, and it says here, read this section. So fascinatingly, read from there when you see it.
I read from what?
From fascinatingly.
Okay, fascinatingly, his plane remained atop the falls for 30 years after the crash, until eventually being lifted out by a helicopter in 1968.
Okay.
Today, the airplane. Okay.
We can stop there. We can go back to the question
Today-
now. Let's do this again. The plane that crashed near the top of the waterfall in 1935 is still there today. Is it true?
It is false.
Yeah, it's false. A helicopter took it away, right? So it's false. So if I'm not sure if it's important or not, the information, then I have to go back and check that, right? So here I checked with the date, with the 1935. Names and dates are really easy to look for if you have to check, okay? Keep that in mind, everybody. All right, Ahmed, thank you for helping me out with those couple of true, false, not given questions. I appreciate that, okay? All right, I think, Abdul, are you still there? Okay, Abdul, I'm going to bid you farewell. Thank you for volunteering.
Still here.
All right. Have a great day, Abdul. I think Abdul was having a little bit of connection issues there, so that was a little bit difficult. Chayani, true, false, not given is not that bad as long as you know how to do it, okay? Now, students, I've run out of time, but I definitely encourage you to try the rest of these questions. I will bring them up on the screen, and you can review the video, answer them. Send me your answers to the remaining multiple choice, true, false, not given, and fill in the blanks. And I will send you the answer key. So try it on your own first, okay? And then send me the answers, and I will send you the answer key. Send the answers to my email here, adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. Make sure to review the reading strategies in the full course. So in your online course, when you go to the reading section of your online course, you will have example passages where you can
Continental
read.
drift and plate tectonics. When looking at a map of the world,
Okay, and you will have questions and strategies like paragraph heading sample questions and how to do paragraph and true, false, not given. So make sure to use the full course, everybody. Review the strategies for true, false, not given, filling in the blanks, and then send me your answers, okay? To sign up for the premium version of our course, go to the website and click on the big red buttons, okay? Either one of those will work. It's just above my head there. Thank you so much for the volunteers. Thank you, everybody, for being with me in this class. I will be back in 25 minutes to help you understand and do a task 1 academic writing with a table. Okay, so that will be coming up. Thank you, Alexi, Chen, Carolina, for your assistance. aehelp.com for academic IELTS, gltshelp.com for general IELTS, everybody. Join me in 25 minutes for task 1 about tables. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from Victoria for now. but I'll be back after a short break. Bye.